Hi y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings with another Wondrous Wednesday video. Today, Monday, we made these little paperclip things, and we're going to use them on our little folios that we're going to make today. Now this is just made out of book pages, and got some little garbage there. And it's sewn on, no big deal, and it has a little pocket here so you can put secrets and all kinds of stuff in there. This will clip right here to our paper, and then if you wanted to slip this over a page, you could just slip it in without having to glue this down. You can certainly glue this down to a page if you would like to, but the paper clip on here gives you the opportunity to just paper clip it in, and then if you decide later you want to move it to another place, then you can certainly do that. So we're going to make one of these today, and so let's get started. This was another one of our little paper clip toppers that we made, and I had picked this one out because it was pink, and I'm going to put this one on the paper that we're going to make today. So I'm going to show you how I make these, and I've got too many little pieces of paper here. So this is going to be our back, and I've already folded it and got it together. So I have 2 book pages, but these book pages are pretty old, and they're very wrinkly. So you see up here at the top. So I decided to put just a white index card in the center to kind of offer it a little bit more right here at this crease. We're going to do it again down here on our pocket, just to give it a little more stability and make it a little stronger, because it is going to get a lot of use. So what we're going to start off doing is we're going to, what I did is I just pulled out 2 pieces of book page. These book pages are 9 by 6, but we're going to cut it down a little bit. I folded this in half. It can be a piece of cardstock. It can be, a manila folder. It can be an index card, whatever. You don't want it too thick, because you don't want it to be so thick that you can't fold it and have it stay. But you just want to add a little bit of stability to that page, and I make sure I get this crease right here really good and glued, because that's going to help provide our strength. And I'm going to just center it right here. Like I said, we're going to cut this off a little bit. We're going to cut it down. If you notice on this one, see, we just cut it down where the words were. So we're going to cut this down, but we're going to get it all put together first. And then let's go ahead and glue this down. We want our 2, this is our back. Like I said, this is going to be our back. So we're going to make sure we get glue in the crease. And like I said, we're going to cut some of this off, but we're not sure where we're going to cut it off yet. So we're just going to glue that whole thing, and then center our paper up as best we can. And you know that is not my strong point, but we want to make sure this crease right here is even. We don't care about the edges of everything else, because we're going to cut that off. So let's get our bone folder and kind of even that out. Now you don't want to press too hard, because on this particular paper, because it will come up, because it's very thin. once we get it glued down and we have a double layer of it, it will be fine. So, cross that over. And then we may put a little piece of washi tape there just as an extra little binding. Now then, we're going to get our little cutter here, and we're going to cut it down. And I want it to be right at the edge of those words. So we're just going to cut it down that way. We'll turn it over and cut it down this way. And of course, I didn't get it just super even. Everybody that's surprised about that, stand up and clap your hands. You know, even with a cutting board, it is not my strength. Now, we want to cut this off a little bit at the bottom, but I cut this one off right down here at the words, but I really like these little page numbers on the bottom, so I'm going to leave those and cut off just a little bit. So that's going to make this one just a tad longer, but maybe 1/4 of an inch. So not much. Save our little leave-ins there. And this part is ready to go. I think we'll even this up here. It's not going to matter that much, but it will drive me nuts. So I'm just going to kind of even that up just a little bit. And then we're going to work on our pocket for the front. So we've got 2 pages once again. And I loved the way the coffee came out on this paper. In fact, I might even add, let's see, I have to open the little spout a little bit. And let's put a little bit more on here just because I really like that look. And close it up. And I mainly just close it because I keep it up here in my little drawer thing, and I don't want it to tip over and spill out that little hole. So we're just going to slightly give a little bit of heat to this just for a second. We don't worry about the back page because it's going to be covered up. We're going to sew it together in just a second. And then I'm going to take my little daubing Alright, now let's get this dry here. And that gives us some pretty good coffee stains along the edge. Make sure it's dry. Alright, so now then we're going to get this and measure it. This is our top. I'm going to come down just a little bit more on this one than I did on the other one. And I'm going to leave this because I like this coffee stain on the edge of this. And I'm just going to cut it off right here, similar to this one. If it's a little smaller, that's fine. Would be nice if we glued it together first, wouldn't it? Yes, that would be nice. So we're going to get our other index card. And we're just going to glue it down. And like I said, this is just to provide a little more strength right there. That's going to, we're going to have something go in and out of it, in and out of it, in and out of it. And we don't want to wear this fabric or this paper down too much because it is very fragile. So we're just going to add a little bit of oomph to it. This one we're not going to have to fold. It's going to be a straight piece. It's just going to fit on top of that. And so I think I need to refill my bottle. I get really tired. It's not anywhere near empty, but I get really tired of having to wait for it to come down to the nib. Patience is not one of my virtues either, so I get put out when I have things to do and I have to wait on glue. Okay. So we're going to put our pretty piece right on top of this. And let's, oops, kind of tore it a little bit, ever so slightly. But that's okay. We'll make sure we glue it really good right there. Alright, let's get our cutter. And we're going to cut this off probably quite a bit. So let's see here. We want it to be down about yay much. So we'll cut it off about right there. And do our best to make it even. And that's not yet. The one thing about cutting book pages is you can always tell when it's crooked. There we go. That'll work good enough. Put that in our nubbin pile, that in the trash. Now then, we want to cut our sides. To our words, and also on this side, right up next to our words. Okay, put this back over here, so we're not going to need that again for a little bit. And then we're going to even it up down here at the bottom, wherever that may be. All right, so we're just going to even it up. I'm going to step over to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch all the way around here, just like we did on this one. And I will be right back. So hang loose. Okay, and I'm back. And I'm going to cut my little strings off. I can find where my little strings go. I just used a straight, plain old zigzag stitch. And I have my tension set pretty high on my sewing machine so that it will sew well on both sides, because we are just sewing on paper. And it tends to break my thread a little more often, so I have to kind of stop and start a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. It looks okay. Alright, I think that's got it pretty good. Have a little string sticking out there. There we go. Okay. So we have that ready. We'll put all of this over here in our nubbin pile. Now when we get done, this little clip is going to clip right on top of that. So you'll have a little extra clippage there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to decorate the front of this. And I am going to start, let's see if I can find some some pretty pink. See, you got to see now why I am wanting to use up some of this stuff. Some of this washi tape I have had for 100 years, and it's getting to where it doesn't come off of the roll very well, and so I need to be able to use this up a little bit better. And I kind of went washi wild here a few years ago and just bought washi and washi and washi, and I certainly bought it faster than I could use it. So I'm trying to get some of this used up. I've gone through, and I have we have a little 4-H group here that does scrapbooking for their 4-H project, and so I have a bunch of it gathered up to give to them and let them use it before it goes really bad. So, but I'm going to put a little piece, a little bit of glue across here, because this is going to get a lot of wear and tear. So I want to make sure that this stays down really good. So we're going to see if we can get a piece off of here and put it right in the middle, more or less. The middle for me, anyway. And we're going to make sure that's good and glued down. And then we'll fold it. And I want to put a piece on the inside as well. Now you could put a piece of ribbon on here, a piece of sari silk, anything on there. But like I said, I need to use up this washi tape, so I am using washi tape. That was one of the goals of this project, was to use up some of my stash. You know, sometimes I keep buying things, but I'm not using things at the same rate that I'm buying things. So I'm running out of room, and so we're going to use up our pretty stuff. I'm not going to save our pretty stuff anymore. Okay. So we got that done. Now then, glue on my fingers. Now we've got to get some pretty decorations on here to put on here. We are going to have a little tag, little something to go in here, and I'm not really giving that enough time to dry on that washi. So what we may do is put it over here, and let's put my tape dispenser on it and let it sit there while we decorate on this part right here. I think you can still see okay. All right, so now then to the flowers. We have some flowers. We have some lace. I like lace. You know, laces are my thing. That's a whole pretty piece of lace right there. That would be very pretty, kind of as a little bit of a background. Center it right there. Glue that on. And then decorate on top of that. I think that would be very nice. So let's cut there, and let's cut here. Try our best to cut it straight. Yeah, more or less. All right, you know, straightness is not all it's hyped up to be. There we go. Put those in our nibbin bucket. And that's going to fit on there pretty nicely. Now we have these little doilies. Love these little doilies down in here. And I like that. We have one on here. Do you think that's going to be too much? Let's see. A little piece of sparkle lace on there. If we put this on here, and we put this one on here, I guess that would be okay. Maybe if we put it over here, would be nice if I could replicate that, but I don't know that I have the things for that. So let's see. Let's put this back on here because I like this on here. If I can determine the right side from the wrong side. I think I've asked on here before. I don't really know how to tell the right side from the wrong side of the lace. If anybody knows how to do that, please let me know. Now these are all of the little nubbins that we used before, but I don't know if I have another one of those little flowers. Oh, I do. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. So we'll put these back in here. And we'll cut this little baby off. It snowed here earlier today. And I turned up my heater. But I'm kind of thinking now that maybe it might be time to turn the heater down for a little bit. Let's see if I'm even in camera here where you can see what I'm doing. I'm just cutting this off. This is just a piece of lace that I purchased by the yard. And then it's real thick. It's almost like a crochet type thing, and this is one of the items that I hand dyed here a while back, and like I said, that was a hoot and a half. So we'll put this right like that, and we're going to have a button, and like I said yesterday, I just don't know if I have a button. This is my button bucket. So let's see if we can find another one. If not just like that one. Let's see. Maybe similar. And you know, I tried sorting these buttons out by color. I tried sorting them by size, small, medium, large. But I have determined that, you know, sometimes when I'm looking around for a button, I will see another button that I end up using that I like so much better. And so I decided to just leave them all in here together. And we're not finding another one just like that one. There's one right there. That'll work. All right, just as I say, we can't find one, we find one. And we're going to have to get our little pink. I tell you what, let's put a pink ribbon in that one because we have a ribbon in that one. Let's put this right here. And maybe put some kind of little thing like, oh, there's one of those. That would look really pretty. So we'll get one of these. Put these in here and put this in this button. put that in the button. Put this in the center of that. Glue this button to the center of that. Glue that flower. Beep, beep. To the center of our pink doily. Yes, I love doilies, and I had found this lady online. Her name is Donna Little, and she does all kinds of doilies and lace and all kinds of linens and wedding dresses and wedding embellishments and that kind of thing. And she's very reasonably priced. Shipping is a little high, but shipping is a little high for everybody right now, so we can't hold that against her. But her prices on her products are very reasonable. And I have purchased from her now for maybe a year. And a lot of her doilies are cut from old tablecloths and bedspreads, and, runners, and that kind of thing. And her mother has been cutting those for her. Well, her mother unfortunately passed away. We're real sorry to hear that, but Donna may not be able to do doilies anymore. That was something her mom really enjoyed doing, and I think it's time for it to go, I guess. And I'm really, really sad because I really love these doilies. So I've been trying to buy up as many as I can before they're all gone, because I'm afraid that once they're gone, they're gone. So that's going to break my heart. So I'm sure she will have some other things in there to replace that, and that will work out just as nicely. So we need a little more something on here. We've got a word on our topper. I don't really know that we need a whole lot more on that. I really kind of just like it like that. I think that's plenty. So why don't we put that in our journal and call that one done. And we could put a little something on the inside, I guess, just so that the inside is pretty when we open it up. There's a pretty little thing. Let's put that in there. That was just laying there like it was saying, pick me, pick me. So I'm going to pick you. We'll put that on there and have this pretty little tulip patch since it's spring and our tulips are going to be blooming before long. We'll put this over here. Oh, there was another one on the other side. I like the word tulips though, so we'll leave it. Put that little glue on that and stick that right there, and that'll be our greeting when we open up. We can go back and do a little inking around the edges, if that would work. Give it just a little bit more definition all the way around. Now I'm not going to glue this to the page. I am going to use the paper clip and clip it to a page. So, I tore that right there. So let's see if we can put just a little bit of glue on this side, and let's not use that glue. Let's use this glue. Of course, this has been opened, so probably won't get any out. Oh, I did. Just kind of glue that back together. So that was an area where my thread ran out and probably weakened that little spot just a little bit. So we'll glue that back together. And then let's go ahead and ink the back, because like I was saying, we're just going to paper clip this into on our page, and we might kind of want the back to be pretty too. So we'll do that. Maybe we could find another little flower here that might fit down here. Let's see, I had one just kind of laying. What about that one right there? Just a pretty little something in case we turn it over and see the back of it. Let's put it more in the center. And these are those little clear washi type sticker thingy-mabobs, and I love them. They're nice and very dainty, and gives us just a little something to look at on the back if we turn it over. So, all right, we'll put our clip back on here, and there we go. We've got our little pocket made. And then somewhere along the line, we're going to come up with making a tag or something like that, and we'll make a tag to fit this pocket so it will fit inside here for our paper, for our book. Now here's our book, our journal, and this is our Magic Monday journal. But I've kind of started putting a few things from our Wednesday things in here as well. Just because they're pretty and I kind of like them. So how about we put this little paper right there. And then when we make our tag to go inside, we'll decorate the rest of this page to match everything. That works beautifully. Okay. So there's another project done and in the book. So please take a look at our other website or our other YouTube videos. See what other kinds of pretty things we're making. And check out my website, www.pinkdragonflywingswithaz.com. And we'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that cool fun stuff. I love hearing your comments. If you have something you'd like to see us make or give it a try, if you see something you don't like or whatever, let me know that too, because I need to know if I'm not meeting the needs of my subbies. So we'll see you next time. Have a good week, good weekend, and keep on a-crafting. Bye.